right, Lee. Obviously, it's ended tonight. Cribs 1, Bristol Manor Farm 0. In a game that Manor Farm largely dominated. I think a few tempers sort of boiled over and a few sort of things happened this evening. It just didn't really seem to go our way, and obviously the home side come away with all 3 points. What was your assessment of that one?
Yeah, I think the top up in the game in terms of when you say about tempers, I don't think either team had a part to play in that. I think both teams were competitive. So I like their manager, the way he sets his teams up, and obviously they were full throttle at the start, and you could see that this wasn't a normal home game. This was a bit more than that because of the fact that it's a Friday night fixture. There's a bigger than usual crowd, and obviously they're new to the Southern League, and it's the first Bristol derby. So there's a lot of what you could call advantages that we're gonna maybe you're worried about going their way. But the one thing you wanted was a level playing field by the officiating of it. And I think again, sounds like a broken record, but we're getting too caught up in the one man standing. There's someone's said a little name during the game. I don't know. I think there's too much of that attention to that, and not the attention being on the football players. And I think that's football. Years before I was born, years before the referee was born, it's all about emotions and people showing their emotions. And at the moment, we're going into a season now where emotions aren't allowed to be shown in any way now. And I think football's going to become lesser for it. But that said, I think credit to them. I think they just about deserve to win the game tonight. I will say that based on the full throttleness and the energy that they showed as a side. So we'll take our medicine tonight. No bother with that. But obviously we'll meet again with them, and we've got another big game coming out us Monday.
Definitely, and I mean, with these sorts of situations, when Manor Farm leave the pitch with 10 men, they've given it absolutely everything. How have you been with the players after the game? Because like you said, there's not really much you can be disappointed with that performance, but ultimately we probably didn't do enough this evening to get the goal and obviously get a point, let alone all 3.
Yeah, no. Again, at half time we were a little bit annoyed with certain players, definitely for not I like footballers being brave. I'm not on about people that 2 foot people, because I think sometimes when you talk about referees, again, they don't clamp down on that. I'm on about players that are brave on the ball and have it in certain areas and just make the difference. So we've got quite a number of players that are capable of doing that. And in the first half, we sort of didn't express ourselves the way we wanted them to. So in the second half, I felt we definitely got on the ball. Players like Evander and Jayden in particular got on the ball and started to make things happen. But as you said there as well, and that's noted, that in the final areas, their keeper hasn't been tested tonight. So that's the frustrating thing. Obviously, it's easy to score nil on a football match. You start with nil. If you haven't added to it, that's what you end up with. But I think again, their goal, soft goal as well. Obviously, then Seth's made amends to that with a great penalty save. I don't believe we had a penalty late on. I think there was more hope in the shout than it actually being one. But that was my sort of distant view to it. So we're not here to chat about that one. I'll be the first to say if a referee's made a non-mistake, he hasn't made a mistake there in my opinion. It might be proven that I'm protecting him and it was a mistake, but I don't think it was. But like I say, I'm not going away from here tonight feeling hard done by, because I don't think we've done enough. But likewise, fairness in football isn't always there. So I think we could have gone away from here with a point and they wouldn't have grumbled either. So we got to dust ourselves down and get ourselves right for Monday.
Absolutely, and everyone was soaked through to the bone tonight. But one thing that didn't sort of waver was the Farmy Army support. I mean, we knew they were going to turn out in the numbers, but absolutely fantastic night. He sang their hearts out for 90 minutes to support the lads. How good that was for you, and sort of motivation for the players.
It's brilliant, and sometimes in nights like this, you wish it was a situation on a professional ground where they're all in one area, where you can actually show that appreciation to them, because you're looking round and for a bigger pocket of people to thank. You can go around thanking everyone, and some away clubs or home clubs aren't so nice in their response to you clapping them, so to speak. But it'd have been nice to have really showed our appreciation. So hopefully on Monday we can get a good crowd at Manor Farm for our local derby with the 8. And we can show our appreciation not only in thanking the supporters after, but with the performance and the 3 points. So, of course we need that. We don't want to get that first win of the season, but we're not going to let this destabilise us from what has been a solid start to the season. And another solid performance tonight in football is about fine lines at times, and the fine lines tipped in Cribs' favour.